What's up YouTube? How's it going everybody? Today I'm going to be converting this used string trimmer that I bought off of Craigslist. So the goal is to convert this string trimmer over to a metal brush cutter blade. For today's video I'm also going to be installing this SRM Universal Blade Kit as well as an Archer metal brush cutter blade. This is an Echo SRM-266T. For cutting grass and weeds, I already have the Echo SRM-225, and my wife likes to use her electric 80-volt cobalt brushless for her string trimming. But I wanted something to cut through the blackberries and the thicker vines. We have a real problem with the blackberries here taking over. I wanted something to cut through those blackberries, and the string trimmer just doesn't cut it. I've seen these things perform really well in other YouTube videos, but they're a little hard to find here in the United States. This is an Australian company called Archer, and they sell this. This is a part number AT0405, and it's a 12-inch long two-tooth metal brush cutter blade. See, I ordered two of them just to have one spare, and it comes with a little adapter ring, so depending on what size your shaft is, you can adapt it to fit either size, either the larger or the smaller size shaft. So this is the one I have out already. This one I'm going to be installing. You can see it's sharpened along here and then also along the curved bent edge. And that part goes down. You get spinning really good, and then you drop it down onto the blackberry from the top down, and it just shreds the blackberry to pieces. At least that's the idea. Now I'm hoping that this little SRM-266T is enough power, because it's not technically a full-on brush cutter like some of the ones I've seen that have the thicker, more reinforced shaft up here. If this one doesn't work, I think this is a 25 cc. If this doesn't work, I might have to get one with a little more power, something with a little bit more horsepower, but I'm going to give it a try with this one first. I did look up the specs on the Craigslist Echo that I picked up. This SRM-266 is a 25 cc, and I think the T stands for more torque. So I don't know if that means that it's a lower geared Powerhead, which might actually be perfect in this case for the heavier brush cutter. As long as it can get this blade up to speed and cut through the blackberries, that's all I'm concerned about. But in the meantime, in order to bolt a blade onto the SRM series, you need to have the SRM Universal Blade Kit. It comes with its own 8-inch brush blade. I'm not going to be using this blade today. Today's test is only about this 2-blade bent-in brush cutter, again from Australia. Oregon also makes a blade similar to this, a 2 and a 3-blade design. I'll put the product numbers in the description below for the Oregon 2-blade design. Okay, inside of the SRM blade conversion kit, there's a plastic blade. I can see already right now that blade's not going to be big enough, because when I set this on here, it's just not going to be big enough. It's already hitting against that. So probably ditch that blade, probably ditch this. We're going to turn this part until it lines up with that top notch there. And you can see there's a spot where you stick something in that little slot there. And you see they provide a little Allen head star wrench type key. So it's going to take that and stick that inside of the little slot. So that goes in there. And then we're just going to turn this clockwise to loosen that up. I've used these things for years. I had no idea it was that simple to take these off of here. There's our top plate, and it has the gears on the inside that ride on that. So this part normally goes here, and that's what makes it turn. Those little splines in there. So there's another piece right there. Looks just like this one. I think that's what we're after, is that piece right there. Alright, I got the nylon lock washers installed with the new bolts. And so now that's locked on there nice and tight. And I can just go about putting that washer in and then fitting these on there. So there's this kind of green colored washer. I can put that on first. And you can see now why we had to switch to the flathead bolts. It doesn't hit anymore. It was hitting just slightly right there. And once we get that on, we want to make sure that we use this little adapter. This came with the Archer metal brush cutter, and I believe the Oregon brush cutter also comes with one. And now we're ready for the brush cutter itself. So it's going to hit. So what we need to do next is going to need to adapt this just a little bit, grind that down just a little bit. Okay, and after we put the ring and the blade on, with the curved down, put this part on right here, and then this is lefty tighty, not righty tighty, lefty tighty. Okay, since we're using a thicker blade than normal, thicker than what the kit comes with, I went ahead and ground down the nut so that it would be a little bit thinner. Hopefully that's thin enough that we can get the cotter pin on now. All right, well, as you guys can see, that performed perfectly. That was beautiful. I raked everything into the center there, into a nice pile. Did all that in about under an hour, I'd say. Went from that huge stack of blackberries down to this little pile of mulch that I can haul off or burn with the three-wheeler. Got a little greedy, went a little too low. I did manage to hit some rocks there. Not too bad, but it did chew up the tip just a little bit. That, and I hit the fence one time, got greedy again, got a little too close to the chain wire fence. So overall, my impression of this thing is it's absolutely awesome. Just absolutely cool way to kill blackberries. Takes them out very quickly, but it is not forgiving around rocks, fences, and trees, thick trees. If you know that horrible sound your lawnmower makes when you hit a rock, well, imagine if you're holding the lawnmower in your hands. So, you know, I'll probably be able to get that out, grind it out. For one cut, that's not bad. I did order 2 of these. For how good they work, I'll probably order a couple of more for when I do the back field, when I go to actually use this thing out there in the back acre cutting my trails. So yeah, I'm super happy with it. I actually can't believe how easy that was to cut all that in just an hour. With the pruners, that would have taken me all day. That was what I was doing before, was just basically cutting it off at the stalk with a set of loppers, and then raking up the leftovers with a rake, and it was just taking forever to lop all that off one at a time. And I was going to try some of the other brush cutter attachments, but they just get wrapped up. This one seems to have this chopping effect where if you keep the RPMs up, it won't get wrapped up. It did wrap up a couple of times, but it wasn't bad. I could just basically pull the head away and let off the throttle, and it immediately cleared itself out. So yeah, complete success. I would call this a very successful conversion for the SRM-266T Echo string trimmer to brush cutter conversion with the 12-inch 2-tooth brush cutter attachment. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share it with all your friends if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next Trail Blogger.